Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so happy to have you here today. You guys ready to reclaim your body? Yes, yes, I love Zoom because I can imagine all the yeses that I'm getting.
Yes. Yes. Welcome, ladies, gentlemen as well. We want to go ahead and get started. We want to welcome each and every one of you here on our YSC Young Survivor Coalition Summit this afternoon or this morning. We have with us Dr. Jessica DeHart. She is the assistant professor at Claremont Graduate University. Before I say any more, I'm nervous, please bear with me. But I am Monique Wilson in Leesburg, Georgia. I am one of the Georgia state leaders here. I am also a survivor. August 2nd, 2021, I will be celebrating 5 years as a breast cancer survivor. So that is a blessing to me and to each and every one of you who may be celebrating another year of being cancer free. But we're going to jump back into Dr. Jessica, who is currently the principal investigator on several grant funded studies here. And her biggest lifestyle factors that she has impacted many women, men, as well as children, and exercising, diet, sleep, and stress so much. And I just want you all to sit back and relax. We're going to have a good time with Dr. Jessica. And we're going to leave any questions you may have, Q&A. We're going to leave that towards the end of the completion of Dr. Jessica's presentation this afternoon. And we ask that you utilize the chat. That way, if you have any questions, place them in the chat box. And at the end of the presentation, we're going to ask those questions, okay? So let's get started. Dr. Jessica?
Thank you, Monique. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so happy to have everybody here. This is such a major topic for everybody, right? We want to reclaim our bodies, and not just after cancer, but how about after COVID and lockdown, right? We got double to talk about today. So today, I'm going to share just a couple slides with just some information. You all can go on the internet. You can see all the different numbers that they throw at you, how many minutes, right? 150 minutes per week, all of that. I'm not here to preach that to you. I'm here to tell you how to actually get that accomplished so that you can be empowered. You can take the power back to reclaim your body. Sound good? All right. So I'm going to go and share my screen. And I'm going to tell you what I tell all my students. Y'all are going over there so I can still see your beautiful faces and beautiful names. And y'all can see my slides? Awesome. So let's talk about this. So first things first, the next slide I have a sentence. And it's up to you. You can say it in your head. You can say it out loud. You can scream it to the mountains. But it's about you. We're not talking about the outsides of our body when we talk about reclaiming. We're going to talk about the insides. We're going to talk about health, because every single one of you is beautiful just the way you are. Okay, so I want to start with that. We're not talking about beautiful, right? We're talking about health, beauty inside, but every single one of you is beautiful exactly as you are. So I want to take just few seconds. I want you to say it out loud. You can say it in your mind, however you want, but this is a mantra today, that you are beautiful exactly as you are. Okay, just a couple seconds. I am beautiful exactly as I am. You can say this to yourself every morning, every time you look in a mirror, and know that a part of reclaiming your body is knowing this. Get rid of the guilt. You're already beautiful. Let's talk about the insides and how to get yourself healthy. Sound good? All right. Movement. Did I say exercise? No. Did I say physical activity? No, I'm saying movement. right? There's a lot of emphasis about exercise, 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 get to the gym. I'm here to tell you today that it's about movement. It's about increasing activity. Increase your activity, whatever level that you are at. You may have never exercised a day in your life. That's okay. Just start moving more. You may be a marathon runner. That's fantastic too. Just start exercising more. Add other stuff in there, right? Be more active. Decrease sitting. Sounds simple, right? But you can be doing your work. You can be reading a book. You can be watching TV and not even realize that you're sitting for so long. It's as simple as getting up, walking around for a bit, decreasing that sitting time, which has been shown in research to be equally important as getting more physically active in the exercise. Pretty crazy, right? Something as simple as that. Focus on your insides and the reasoning for being more physically active, for moving, being the health of the inside of your body. And I guarantee you, if the outsides is what you want to see, those will follow. I promise you that. Start small, but start. It's so hard to start. Trust me. You're going, yeah, right. This is what you study. Oh no, during COVID, trust me, it was so hard to start. But start small. For a bit of time, even I, found everything else to do but to be active. And so a friend and I started texting each other and saying, all right, drop and do 10. And that was the thing, anytime during the day, right? Because we were home working and whatnot. You can't always do this in an office setting. But we would drop and do 10 and there was 10 push-ups done. And by the end of the day, sometimes we could have done, 50, 100, just little things like that, like reminding each other, all right, right now, get up and move. So having a buddy is really helpful, right? Having somebody to be not accountable to, but to be in it with you really helps. If you find that you're having trouble starting, have a buddy to help you start. Find something you love. I hate running. I'll do it sometimes. I hate running. I love to dance and I love Taekwondo. My kids do Taekwondo. And so I started doing it and it's an hour and a half every Saturday that I get a killer workout. It's so much fun. And I found something I love to do. You may love gardening. You may love your dog. Take your dog on a walk. Your dog wants to go on a walk. There are so many things that you can find that you love that you can incorporate movement into, okay? Go electric. I don't want to do product placement. There's lots of different activity bands out there. It helps. Mine tells me to get up and move. And guess what? Sometimes I yell at it and I get mad, but I do get up and I move. It can be helpful to track. It can be helpful to give you some incentive, right? Some activity bands have rings that close and you're like, woohoo, I closed my ring. And at the same time, do you? Even with the activity bands, you can set what level you're at. Don't do what others are doing. There's no need to compete on blogs. Find what you love, find what level you are at and increase that. And as you increase that, you're doing you, you're reclaiming your body, you're empowering yourself, and you might find you need to revise, you need to reset, you need to reconnect. We're going to talk about reconnecting in a minute. And then you can be proud of yourself that you did that. You did start, you did complete. Maybe you can look back and say, wow, I did really increase my movement, right? And with doing that, you're going to end up getting in a routine that you can actually make habit. And habits are really hard to break. So if you can make movement a habit, talk about reclaiming your body. That will be absolutely fantastic and you will feel better. So what do I hear lots of times? But I'm tired. I get it. Trust me, I get that. I get the fatigue. But exercise will actually help you. Maybe not right off the bat, right? Maybe not after that first movement increase of physical activity, but after a bit of time, it will increase your energy level so you're not as fatigued. What if you're still in treatment? Revise, reset, reconnect. It's okay to not complete everything at once. It's okay to revise your physical activity if you don't feel well. Find patterns. Find patterns when you do feel well enough to increase some activity, and then be kind to yourself on days when you don't. I think we all have days, right? Where there's days when we feel like we've got the energy and days that we don't. On the days that you don't, get rid of guilt. I think that's one of the hardest things to do. Try to get rid of guilt and pick it up the next day. How does that sound? Do y'all think you can use some of these, right? To get closer to maybe that 150 per week? One thing that the 150 per week, 150 minutes per week that is out there, right, is aerobic activity. I do want to stress that even if you're not hitting the 150 a week per aerobic, right, we're talking about just increasing little by little. You do need to also have strength training. It is absolutely amazing what muscle can do for your body and your health and reclaiming, right? Muscle does so much for our bodies. It's hard to gain muscle, but you can do it little by little. And am I talking about going to the gym and being hardcore? No, maybe try some squats. If you can do 3 squats at the beginning, work it up. I am up to a lot of squats now because I've been doing this for a long time. Actually, I'd say squats I've only actually been doing since COVID started. Not that very long, but the amount of lean muscle and stuff has really helped with fatigue, help with pain, can do so many things. So make sure that you're doing some type of strengthening. It could even be, using your chair, using things at home. So I want you to think about all of these different tips and how, what point in your life are you? How can you possibly incorporate any of these activities into your daily life and find things that you love? Well, we can't really talk about physical activity without nutrition. I'm not going to talk about diets. I'm not going to talk about even just basic nutrition. I'm going to talk about moderation. Everything in moderation and bringing it back to the basics. There is no power food out there that will take the place of basic good nutrition. I find when I talk to a lot of people, we've gone so far beyond basic nutrition. Remembering the pictures here, looking at lots of colors, right? The rainbows of fruits and vegetables, the lean meats, the whole grains, all of that. That's the basic nutrition. Remembering to always go back to that is key to reclaiming your body and health. Focus on nutrition rather than just weight, right? Or diets. If you focus on nutrition, all of that will follow. Keep and enjoy what you love. If you love that piece of chocolate a day, go for the piece of chocolate a day. It's okay, but moderation. You don't need a whole box of chocolate, right? I mean, we'd love a whole box of chocolate, but a piece a day is okay. Moderation. Take a deep dive into your habits. If you do find you're needing that box of chocolate a day, what's happening? What about your habits is creating the box of chocolates a day? The relationship we all have with food is so strong because we have to eat, right? We need to eat. So finding those habits, finding what kind of makes us tick is really key to focusing on good nutrition. Be careful with alcohol. When I say this for many reasons, one, because it does increase risk of cancer, but 2, it replaces things like water, maybe, that we should be drinking. It can also make it really hard to make the good, nutritious decisions. It may push us towards that massive plate of nachos or that box of chocolates because we're not always thinking, right? We're craving. So just be careful with alcohol. Make sure you drink water. Most people say, well, how much water am I supposed to drink? I'm going to say it. If you're peeing clear, you're drinking enough water. All right. That's the simple way to put it, but make sure you're hydrating. And again, do you. It's about you. There's no diet. There's no perfect plan for everybody. It's about you and what works for you. And again, it may work one day, and then you may need to revise, reset, and then reconnect again. And be proud of yourself. Because again, if you're thinking about this, if you're in this breakout room right now, you're already one step ahead. You're already making the decision to reclaim your body, right? And you can do that through more movement and moderation in nutrition. So what's the last one? Mindfulness. Most people think mindfulness, meditation, yes, all of that. But I want you to think about mindfulness in a different way. I want you to think about mindfulness in terms of reclaiming your body through movement and moderation. When you eat something, how do you feel? Stop. Stop for a second when you eat. How do you feel when you eat that food? Now, half an hour, hour later, how do you feel after eating that food? Your body is constantly talking to you, right? I think we all know that. We've all been in these situations where our body is telling us stuff, right? A lot of times like, wow, I don't feel so good right now. How do you feel after food? Be mindful with what you eat, because your body's going to tell you. Maybe that box of chocolates tasted fantastic and you felt fantastic right after, and an hour later, not so much, right? For me, it's the nachos. Oh, I'll have days where I need that plate of nachos and I feel fantastic right after. An hour later, not so much, right? Be mindful about how you feel. Also with movement. Did you feel good after? Did your body feel great? How did you feel an hour after that exercise? Did you push it too hard? When you're mindful about what goes into your body and what you do with your body, you can be in control. You can reclaim your body, because you can constantly revise, reset, and connect to make sure you're on the path of health, because your body will let you know. Embrace that and breathe. I always say, stop and breathe. How do you feel? And a little bit later, now how do you feel? Getting good sleep is key. Getting good sleep makes us more clear-minded. It helps our body reconnect. It helps our body refresh through the night. I'm a molecular epidemiologist, and yes, it helps our cells regenerate and do all that cool, good stuff to help us stay healthy, right? And to help us what? Reclaim our body. Make sure you're getting good sleep. Not just hours of sleep, but good quality sleep. And do what makes you tick, right? Find the things that you love to make you happy. I think a lot of times happiness is kind of pushed aside when we're talking about reclaiming our bodies and reclaiming ourselves, but happiness is still key. And always be proud of yourself. Remember when you're mindful, go, wow, I remembered to be mindful. I remembered to think about how I felt when I ate that piece of food, when I ate that nutritious meal. I remember to feel and to be mindful about how I felt after I increased my movement. It's not easy. These subjects are probably some of the hardest to think about, to incorporate. It is not easy to always make the good decisions, and it is not easy to move, trust me, right? But being here today tells me that y'all are ready to reclaim your bodies. And these are all ways that you can do it. If you can be and remember your M&Ms, right? I know I'm on a chocolate kick today, huh? And I don't even eat that much chocolate. But if you can remember your M&Ms and think about always increasing movement, being moderate, and really being mindful of how your body feels, revising, reconnecting with yourself, and being proud, you are definitely going to be empowered to reclaim your body. Sound good? Think you all can do that? Can you look at your own lives and kind of figure out how you can put this in? I'm not telling you to run a marathon. If you love running marathons, awesome, do it, but you don't have to reclaim your body. So with that, I would love to open it up to questions. Monique, I will let you kind of shepherd that, because I know you're going to have a lot of questions and I am happy to answer. Monique, there you go.
Thank you, Jessica, so much for that presentation. And we're just going to be mindful, and we're just going to do what's right to make ourselves more healthier and more wiser. One question I do have, Christina, I'm almost done with chemo. Is there any foods or supplements you would recommend to get my gut back to normal?
So, as I am not a dietitian, so I'm going to say I can't specifically recommend things to you. Only a dietitian or nutritionist can do that, certified. But what you can do is rebuild your gut through probiotics. If you can tolerate dairy, yogurt, all of these things that you would do to, you hear when you're on antibiotics to rebuild your gut, same type of thing. Start rebuilding your gut through the probiotics, through the yogurt. That should definitely help. And if you keep general nutrition guidelines, honestly, your body will start to rebuild.
Awesome. Another question I have, with those that are after chemo and after radiation, and many of us fall into that stress anxiety mode, so we find ourselves constantly eating something or grabbing something that we're not used to, or we become fatigued, and we're not the same person as where we was before the diagnosis. What can we do, even besides the mindfulness, the steps that we could take in mindfulness and getting ourselves back, I won't say normalcy, but getting ourselves back to having that strength that we once had?
Absolutely. This is something I've worked a lot with my mom. She's going through her second diagnosis, and we work on this because this is probably one of the hardest things for her too. And so I get it. And what we work on is when you're feeling good, on the days you're feeling good and you do have the energy, it sounds silly, but prep snack bags, not sandwich bags, snack bags of nuts, of healthy snacks that you can grab and keep them in your purse, keep them in your bag, whatever you always have with you, keep them in your car, keep them just in random places. And we put the, make sure they're not going to go bad and smell like a banana, but, like especially nuts, things like that, healthy things that, okay, I can tolerate this, but they're in places you can grab, especially at the hospitals. I find a lot of times it's wonderful. They come around with baskets, but they're full of junk food.
Yes.
So instead of grabbing at the basket, grab out of your purse. And that's the best piece of advice I can give. Even throwing, an apple, a lot of times people don't want to eat that. But if you do have energy on days when you're going to have kind of those slumps, you can prep sliced apples. So you're not having to slice it wherever you're at, in like peanut butter or something like that even. That keeps protein up, it keeps your strength up, it gives you that little bit of sugar. Right. There's a lot of snack packs out there now. And I recommend that snacking, and it won't fill your stomach up so much that you feel sick or anything like that. But you need things like habit that you can just grab.
Okay. I have one more question. That we have a few more minutes.
Yes.
But this one question is, I'm 4 years out and I'm still struggling with weight gain and not being able to lose the spare tire that chemo gave me. I've tried different things, exercise, eating right, taking things out like pops and alcohol. I'm not on hormone treatment, but I am premenopause. I know we're all different, but is there any suggestion or what might actually help?
I'm going to tell you, this is so incredibly frustrating, and it is so real. I've worked with so many women in the same exact boat, and it is extremely frustrating. So I want you to know that I know it's real. And it sounds like you've tried a lot of things. Many of you may be in the same boat and have tried a lot of things. What I have found that works, I'm not going to say 100%, but it is increasing the activity, but with cardio, right? But also that strength training seems to help. And then one thing that I have seen that is also backed up with research is trying to keep your glucose levels as stable as possible. So if you go for those protein type snacks and things like that, that may help. You can't do sit-ups to make it go away. You know, I think we've all learned that. But if you really try monitoring or keeping kind of your sugar levels stable, keep doing the cardio if you can, as much as possible. Don't overdo it. See how your body feels, right? And then make sure you are getting some strength training, even sit-ups, squats, things like that. And that's, I mean, really that keeping the sugar levels is what we have found to work the best. So I would highly recommend trying that. And I really hope it helps.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for that advice. Thank you so much again for your presentation. We want to thank each and every one of you that joined in on this afternoon. Please, if you want more information and want to know more about Young Survival Coalition, please visit our website at www.youngsurvival.org. Also, if you're not registered for this summit, please register for this summit, because we will also, these presentations are recorded, and we will have these recorded sessions open in a couple of days. I would say about 30 days or so after, but please make sure you register and join in so you don't miss anything. Also, please make sure that you just look back on the reflection. We're going to have more presentation recordings later on today. So we want you all to come back and look back and see the presentation, the summit, and everything that was shared this weekend. And we also want to thank you all so much for taking time out to be a part of this summit. And don't forget, if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out and visit our website, Young Survivor Coalition, www.youngsurvivor.org. Thank you.
And thank you so much.